I want to thank you all for being here tonight. We are doing the Summer Opportunities Forum. Last year when we did this, we did it in April, and it's great because in April we have a little bit more specific information, but also by doing it in April, we realized that some things had already passed us by, and a lot of people want to make summer plans starting in January, which I know sounds insane, but my kid wants to be a counselor at Camp Fox, and those things we already know that that's happening right now. So it's a little crazy. So I wanted to do that a little bit sooner this year. So that's why we're doing that today. I am recording this, so if you have to leave or anything like that, we will post it later. So just so you know, I am going to put in the chat in a little while. I have some links. Everything we talk about tonight is going to be in the PDF that I put in the chat. So you don't have to worry about like, where did she say that was? And what was that? There's a PDF. It'll also come out with the recording. So if you miss it, all of the stuff that I'm talking about is on there. So you don't need to worry about any of that. If you have any questions as we go along, I am named Questions Kristen. Just chat me and we will get to the questions at the end. And I think that's it to start us off. I am going to pass it on now to Mr. Eldridge. I'm hoping that I can figure out how to do this. There we go. Mr. Eldridge.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Again, a couple things to remember for the summer. Our kids are heavily academically inclined and a lot of times completely and totally overscheduled. And I just want to put in a plug for something non-academic, a summer where kids get to sleep in and get to exercise and have fun with their friends and spend time at the beach and doing things that we used to do when we were teenagers. I really believe, and research shows how key it is for students to be able to spend time catching up on that extra sleep and powering down their brains so that they can recharge and be ready for a brand new school year. And sometimes taking a summer off is the best thing that they can do. And along with that, if possible, you being able to provide travel opportunities with them for them to experience other places and people and cultures only adds to their, not only their experience in their teenage years, but also that ability, like I said, to be able to think about something besides academics. Okay, so some other things, office hours during the summer. During summer school, for the weeks that summer school is open, we are regular office hours. We're going to be 8 to 4, so far as I know, unless anything changes. The first day of school is August 15. And so that means that between the end of summer school and the start of registration dates, which I'll get to in just a second, the office will be closed. The campus will be closed for a full 2 weeks. We're shutting the plant down. That'll start on the week of July 17, I believe. So the offices will be unavailable and the campus itself will be locked and unavailable as we're getting the campus and classrooms ready for students to return. It really gives us the opportunity to take the place apart, do some deep cleaning, and take care of some other maintenance issues, et cetera, that we've been pushing off until there's nobody around. This is generally a time when most people are on vacation. So trying to get somebody in the office is pretty difficult to do these last couple of weeks of July. If you're looking at planning summer vacation with family, know that tentatively we're looking at the 10th and 11th of August for our registration days when we bring the kids back on campus to pick up their course requests, their textbooks, and just get themselves ready for the start of the school year. And I think that kind of covers all the logistical pieces for summer.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. We're now going to move to Vice Principal, Assistant Principal, David Speck, and he's going to talk about a few things as well.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you here on Zoom. So I'll start off with community service. Summertime, if you're, have some downtime and have some relaxation time, it is actually a really great time to do some community service hours and get a lot of that done. Community service opportunities, if you go to our school website, under students, there's a community service tab. There is a fillable PDF version of our form where you can plug in the hours. We do ask that students log their hours just like you would log and sign in and out at work. Make sure that you do each day, each time. You can use multiple sheets for one service organization, and make sure to get the organization, an adult from that organization, to sign off on that form within 1 year of the service. We need to be able to do that so that we can verify. There are also some great summer opportunities you'll hear about probably this evening, and some things in our community at the elementary schools and possibly extended day. There might be some opportunities for some volunteers there. So we will also be posting a lot of things in our Tiger Bulletin online as far as community service goes, but we only post things that directly have to do with our school, with clubs and activities in the community. But anything that's a nonprofit would work for community service hours. 45 hours is how many they need in all their 4 years in high school. So that's easy to attain. Many of our students go well above and beyond that. Service clubs and things on campus as well are great places to reach out to get service hours. And a lot of clubs will continue some of their service over the summer. We do also have on that tab a list of some recommended places in general, and we'll continue to add more. Over the summer, we do partner with Speck for summer school. They are a great partner for us, but they are not your only option for summer school. Although, they have great courses and use our facilities. You can also take courses outside. In order to take a course outside, you must, before you register for that course, fill out a request for a non-SPHS course form. Now, this request would be to take anything outside that we normally wouldn't offer during the school year. For example, if you wanted to take some enrichment courses at PCC, we've had some students take psychology, sociology. Someone is interested in architecture, taking a course there like that. You can also take any courses that we offer through the Speck summer school program. Would be approved. What you cannot do is take courses that we would normally offer during the regular school year, or math and English courses to skip progressions. That's not what this is for. This is more for enrichment. Or like I said, if you want to take a course not through Speck, but there's another program that's where the timeline works better for your child, you would use this form to fill out and get approval to take that course. It must be done ahead of time. Do not bring the form back after you've already completed a summer school course, because it needs to be pre-approved and signed off, because we also use these numbers to look at scheduling for next year as well, to see what students are taking over the summer. If you are doing Speck summer school, you do not need this form. This is only for anything beyond Speck. The reason being, Speck summer school, since they rent our facilities, we are able to easily transfer grades and such over onto our transcripts. So we don't need an outside with this form. It's because you would need to get a transcript sent over, an official transcript sent over from the other school site. And different schools have different summer terms. So it just depends on where you take the course. If you take it at PCC, if you take it at an online school, all of that, those will all differ. And that would be why we need to look at this form and make sure the course is completed prior to the beginning of the school year. Because as I said, this also guides our registration. So we look at our Speck summer school enrollment. We look at this when we're looking at planning courses and class sizes for next year. So, if you're planning on taking a course outside, talk to your counselor, fill out this request, and get your assistant principal to sign it. I pretty much, whether you send it to Ms. Blackwood or me, I will look them over, and my assistant, Miss Emily Chu, will put them in the system. It says here students may only have 3 outside courses posted to their transcript. That is the case for enrichment courses and such. Anything that we would offer via a Speck summer school program, we would not count in the 3. So if you took something outside, such as a history course, we wouldn't count that in your 3, because we wouldn't count that for Speck as well. talk to your counselor if you would like any more information about those types of courses. And then lastly, some of our courses have summer assignments, mostly the AP courses. And those were usually posted on a link and a tab on our school's website. And you can hear about the summer, your child will hear about the summer required homework assignments by going to the AP meetings. They're not mandatory, but they're highly, strongly recommended that your child go to the AP meetings during the day at school. Usually they're at lunchtime. And at those meetings, you'll get information about what is required in order to begin an AP course in the fall. One of our courses that is not an AP course, but is one of our freshman offerings, which is Principles of Biomed. Students have the option of taking either that or biology as a freshman. That one has a summer assignment. And that summer assignment, and if you take a 10th grader may also be taking this because maybe they took science explorations or something else as a freshman as far as their science. That requires homework that is mandatory prior to the school year beginning. That homework helps to get a lot of the biology requirements in, which allows us to use this as a bio requirement for our freshmen. So thank you so much. Like I said, if you are asking about any summer opportunities or interested in courses, reach out to your counselor.
Thank you. We do have a few questions for you that I'm just going to do now because we got quite a few. So I just want to get through some of them. Let's see. So we do not need to complete that form for the outside classes if we're doing SPEF. Just want to
If you're doing SPEF, you do not need to complete that. And I know SPEF is going to be talking in a few minutes probably about their deadlines and catalogs. So I don't want to do any spoilers.
Sounds good. They will. And then this form, how far ahead of time does it need to be submitted?
There are due dates on the form, but it needs to be submitted before the course begins.
Okay. And does it include any remediation for students that need to?
Yes, you can also, so you have an option. We ask that you sign off because all of the requirements are there. You have to meet all the requirements in order to be able to take the class outside. So we'll ask to initial next to each box. But yes, credit recovery courses can be taken outside. So just do the same thing. You'll fill out the top portion, which is credit recovery. And then there's another section if you're doing an enrichment course outside. But like I said, because we have different progressions and pathways and things at our school, this is mostly for outside enrichment type courses or the same courses we offer via SPEF summer school. It's not an opportunity to take all of your high school courses elsewhere.
Yes, don't do that. Okay, thanks. Now we're going to move on to athletics. We have our athletic director, Anthony Chan, here, and I'm going to get my little shared screen back up here. And there we go. Mr. Chan, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Just a couple things about athletics. During the summertime, we usually take a little bit of a break. It's a CIF mandated dead period. It's 2 weeks where we say there's just no athletics going on. This year, it's going to be June 1st to June 14th. During those 2 weeks, it's kind of the best time to travel, get away, and take a break from athletics. It also gives us a chance to kind of work on all the things that we've kind of postponed in terms of renovation and just making sure things are well maintained. This year, we're going to do some work on the field. That might take a little longer than that, so I have to make some adjustments. And then we're going to do some stuff, general things to the pool as well as the gym. Tryouts. So what we've been doing the past couple of years is having a tryout for all sports during the summertime. This has kind of made things, it has made it a lot easier for our students to make sure they have the correct classes when the school year comes around. What we don't like having happen is someone that's stuck in a 7th period English class that ends at 3:35, and then all of a sudden they're in a sport where they need to be at Monrovia by 4 o'clock to start a game. It doesn't work well. So we've been doing these summer tryouts to kind of put people in classes even before the school year starts. So please try to make them. They'll be between June 15th to June 27th with a couple dates varying just due to facilities. Other things for fall sports, you should expect to be practicing in the summer. Reaching out to those head coaches is probably going to be the best way. I'll also have those practice schedules posted up relatively soon, I think by the end of this week. These sports in the fall: cross country, football, girls golf, girls tennis, girls volleyball, boys water polo. You should expect to be there leading into the school year, because once the school year arrives in August, we pretty much get going and have competitions right away. So we do have to practice before then. Spring and winter teams, some of them practice in the summer, some of them don't. Some just do a tryout, and then they'll see you later in the fall or even later into the school year. Once it's all finished, I'll send it out to the people that have signed up through the incoming athletes and summer practice tryouts link. So the incoming freshman parents, you should probably QR code this and insert what sports you're interested in. I'll send something out to all of those families and say, hey, here's the updated list. I'll also send it to the middle school for them to send out as well. But that'll just give us one sheet that you can look at and figure out which summer trial am I going to, and how can I contact the coach and what are the practice times. But we're just excited to welcome a new group of Tigers.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, as you can see, incoming freshman parents, if you know how to scan the QR code, hopefully you're doing that right now. The link also to this form to fill out is on the PDF that I sent out just a little bit ago as well. And I'll put in the chat again at the end. So just make sure you do that so you get as much information as you want. Okay, thank you. Now we're going to move on to Speck. So let's make sure we can go backwards. Oh goodness, I don't know how to do this. Sorry. Hold on just a second. I lost my marker that allows me to do this one at a time. There we go. And we're going to have Amelia Aldana from Speck tell us about Speck Summer School and all the stuff going on there. So thank you, Amelia.
Hello, thank you, Kristen. Thank you for having me. Speck Summer High School is an independently operated WASC accredited summer program. Per the Speck Board and SPUSD Board approved agreement, Speck Summer School courses use the South Pasadena High School SPHS facility and standards aligned curriculum. Speck offers recovery and advancement classes for students in grades 9 through 12. Some are on campus and some are taught through Ingenuity, which are strictly online. This year, summer school, both online and in person, will be from June 12th through July 14th. There are a number of preparation courses open to incoming ninth graders, including preparation for biology or preparation for Math 1 or accelerated Math 1 Plus. The health class is a semester course that is required for graduation. It's a popular summer school choice. There is also a 12-day driver's education elective course. Upon completion, the students will earn their DMV certification and be eligible to take the DMV written exam to obtain a learner's permit. There are transition courses for students moving from regular math into accelerated math, and honors chemistry, psychology, US history, government, and economics as well. If a student does earn a D or an F in any class in the regular school year, they can recover the grade in summer school. For the last few summers, recovery courses have been offered free of charge, and they will continue to be for this coming summer. For all the other courses, tuition assistance is certainly available. Please reach out to the office to register. High school students also have the option of volunteering at one of our many summer camps for elementary age kids, ranging in themes from art to basketball, chess, coding, Mandarin, science, and soccer. The catalog should be out in the next week or two. Please keep an eye out for that. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Amelia. Really appreciate you being here. Next, we are going to go on to
Kristen, there's a question for Amelia and a few more questions for Mr. Chan.
Yeah, I was just going to wait till the end just to not
Sounds good.
get through the whole presentation, I think, and then we'll just do all the questions at the end, if that's okay. And I keep messing up my little PowerPoint here, so it's really fun. Okay, we are now going to hear from Shelley Wilkerson, our librarian. Thank you so much for being here, Shelley. She's going to tell us about summer reading and summer reading programs that are going on. And let's see. and my share screen. There we go.
All right. Good
Thanks.
evening, everyone. Kristen asked me to just briefly go over summer reading and some programs that are available in our community. I don't have a whole lot of information, but I will kind of give you what the programs have been in the past. For the past 7-8 years, we have done a one book, one school program during the summer. And it was a common read that all students read. Last year, we tweaked it a little bit for just the incoming freshmen and sophomores. This year it's kind of up in the air, so we have yet to decide how it's going to progress and such. So stay tuned for that. We will have more information out there as that develops. In terms of free audiobooks, this is a company outside the school, obviously. Sync provides free audiobooks to students. They're teen books, both nonfiction and fiction throughout the summer. They release 2 books. A lot of them are current new releases, but they release 2 books each week and students can download them. They are theirs to use. They usually put like 20 years on it, so they will not expire before your child wants to read them, more than likely, or listen to them, I should say. It's a great program. I participate every summer, and there's been some great reads on there. And so I encourage your students to sign up. It's absolutely free. They can choose to download the book or not, if it's something they don't like. In terms of summer reading programs in the public libraries, nothing has been officially announced yet, but South Pass always has a summer a summer program for students. They also have volunteer opportunities for high school students if they want to help out with the younger kids. So this is really about the time that they want to get their applications in for that, or at least shortly, so that they can do some planning. Los Angeles Public Library, County of Los Angeles, San Marino, students can all participate in those. If they don't have a library card, they can get one. They just need their student ID and usually like a phone bill or something that shows the address. But just because they don't live in Alhambra or San Marino doesn't mean that they can't participate in their programs. So I will try and post those on the school library site as they start to announce the different programs and such for the summer. But there's plenty of opportunities out there. And the nice part about South Pass too is they often have things outside of reading. They have different arts programs and such, as most of you probably know. So keep an eye out on their website. And as I said, I will try and post that on our website as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now I am going to do some questions, and because after this, all you have is me talking about some other opportunities, but because I want to go with all of our wonderful guest speakers and get these questions done, I'd like to do these. So, okay. So, Mr. Chan, for the QR code for it says fill it out for the freshmen, but if you have a child who has not played a sport before, should they fill it out so they get notification about what's happening with the sport coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good way to stay informed.
Okay, that'd be great. And then over to Amelia, is chemistry honors a confirmed class for the summer?
I think we have to stay tuned for the catalog for that one. I believe we are looking to place a teacher there. So we'll see if we'll have that confirmed or not.
Okay, great. And then can incoming 9th graders take health and get high school credit for it the summer before they start high school?
Yes, absolutely.
And I just have to
highly recommend it.
Yeah, and I have to put a plug for hopefully you're doing this again this year, because like 4 years ago, Speck started doing it. So because it's only a semester class, Speck started doing it. So you could either take it as a half day, 5-week class, or a full day, 2.5-week class, either the first 2.5 weeks or the last 2.5 weeks. Is that still happening?
As far as I know, yes.
Yeah, we run it like that. We're still running it like that. I'll just Miss Blackwood and I are going to be splitting the principalship as well for summer school. So there'll be some familiar faces from the high school.
Awesome. Yeah, that's the best ever, is that you can just be like, have to be here for those 2.5 weeks and nothing else and get it over with. So it's awesome. The SPEF offered the summer, I'm not sure I understand. It says, does SPEF offer the summer assignment for ninth graders taking the principles of biomed science?
It's actually an independent assignment. It's an independent assignment that's online. It's very accessible. I believe the teachers post everything on a Google Classroom. It's all there, and it shouldn't take a 5-week summer assignment to complete. It's not, I don't think it's, I believe it's that much information. I know Grace has had some kids go through that and is nodding that it's not that much of an assignment.
The nice thing is you can look online and just look at the SPHS Tigers website and look for summer assignments, and you can find last year's summer assignment for Principles of Biomed. So if you're trying to decide if you should sign up for that or not, and you want to get a glimpse of last year's, it might not be the same, but it was actually there earlier today. So I was looking at it because my son is thinking of doing that class. So I wanted him to see it so he could decide if he really wanted to or not.
Yeah, about a week to finish. It's a packet.
Great. Awesome. Mr. Chan, so the summer tryout schedule, will that be posted by the end of the week? Because that's what you said, right? The summer tryout schedule will be, or not the summer tryout schedule?
That is the goal. Yeah. The summer tryout
that's the
schedule.
goal. Yeah. So hopefully if you're doing Camp Fox, the summer tryouts, though, as Mr. Chan said, and we had on the information, are hopefully going to be really still in June. So the person who's Maureen, Camp Fox shouldn't interfere for the summer tryout. It might get into some practices and stuff, but I know, like for football, my kid wants to go to Camp Fox that 1 week you want to go, and we can miss that 1 week because it's not one of the dire weeks to be there. So and the question is, do you have to register for the Biomed summer packet? And you don't have to register for it. You just register for the class. And then once you know you're in the class, they'll send you information. Is that correct, Mr. Speck?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to register. There's a QR link and everything.
Easy peasy. Okay, those are all the questions I have for now. So I'm going to go back to my presentation for those who couldn't be here. So first I have, I click on this too quickly, music boosters. They couldn't be here tonight, but they gave me some information. So we wanted to make sure you all knew. If you are an incoming ninth grader and you don't know about this, or you're joining band or anything like that, band members do go in the 4th of July parade. They'd love to have incoming kids be in the 4th of July parade. And then they also usually have band camp that usually takes place the last 2 full weeks of summer. The cost is free. The hours are TBA. They're going to let you know as soon as they figure that out. This is, again, one of those things we don't have full information, but we want you to know when you're planning your summer, maybe plan around this basic idea so your student can join. And if you just look up, you can look up sphsmusicboosters.org and look for more information about music boosters if you want any of that. The next one is internships. So if you have a rising junior or senior, they can do an internship. Now they can do an internship during the school year as well, but you can also do one during the summer. They're going to have informational meetings on April 11th and 12th. The ones over the summer do incur a fee, though, as they're sponsored by SPEF. So you do have to register through SPEF to do them. But you can get an internship and get credit for it. And you get your 5 elective credits if you do 60 hours over the summer. Also, if you look at the SPHS internships website, they do have other companies that they recommend you could do outside internships with if you don't want to do it and get the school credit, but you just want to do an internship. That's another thing that they recommend. And there's a whole list on their website. And again, on the PDF I sent out is their website. So you'll be able to look that up. Another thing we really recommend is get a job. If you're 14, you can get a job if you get a work permit. And what a great way to spend the summer. Your kid, it teaches responsibilities and skills. They answer to adult that is not their parent. So they might actually do what they're asked, which would be amazing because, they don't always do that at home. So, but if they're under 18, they do need a work permit to do that. The way to get a work permit is we have Miss Strain, who's in the office, the SPHS office, and she's there during the day from 7:30 to 11 a.m. And the kids can go in and get the form from her and get it signed. She is going to be on grandma duty a lot of summer. So if it happens that you're into summer, you can contact Debbie Ferris, and the email is right here. And she will be able to help you over the summer. But that application, the work permit needs to be signed by a parent, the employer, and completed by the student. And, you have to have good attendance at school, a good GPA, no Fs in academic classes. But you can get a work permit. My son was able to do it. He got a job a couple weeks into the summer a few years ago and was able to do it pretty easily. And sometimes the place you get a job has the form for you, and sometimes you have to get it from the school. So it goes either way, but you just have to make sure all three, people are kind of putting in information and getting it signed. Ideas for summer jobs, if you need ideas, there's always like help wanted signs at, Jersey Mike's, Starbucks, movie theater. There's camp counselors, lifeguards. Lifeguards make bank. So if your kid's 16 or over, they can make like $25 an hour if they get their lifeguard certification. And LA County is always looking for lifeguards. So I hugely recommend that if they want to do that. You can do something as little as dog walker, animal caretaker for your neighbors. My kids are in $5 a walk, which is like literally 2 blocks. It's the easiest thing. They listen to their phone or they look at their phone the whole time, and they're getting $5 a walk. It's great. Also on my link, there is a link to the California Employment Development Department for more ideas. So hopefully you can find those there as well. Now I'm going to stop and share. I want to show you, I'm going to share a different screen. Move my stuff out of the way, sorry. So if you go to the Tigers website, if you go to our website and go to the counseling department, they have amazing amounts of stuff here. Go to enrichment and summer programs, and they have curated a whole bunch of study abroad programs. And they fill this up as it goes. So this doesn't look like a lot right now, but I confirmed with the counseling department. Last year when we did this in April, by April, there were so many things listed here. It was unbelievable. So there's study abroad programs, there's gap year programs, which obviously you probably don't need right now. There's summer discovery, high school, pre-college programs. I highly recommend, if your student already is like, hey, I kind of really like such and such a college, let me see if they have a summer program. I know someone who went to UC Santa Cruz for a summer program last summer and loved it and had a great time, and then was like, oh, I so want to go to Santa Cruz. And and then in their essay they can talk about how much they like the school, and they can say, I went there and I got good grades. And it is schooling, so it's kind of going against the whole idea of trying to kind of bring it back, but it's also, I did it when I was a junior going into senior year of high school, and I did it at Boston College, and it was just really neat to be on campus and be in Boston and feel like I had independence, from my family a little bit. It was great. So highly recommend those kinds of things. So just keep looking back here because the counselors will continue to update that. Okay, then we have, if you just look on, Google any of the rec and aquatic centers, South Pasadena, Alhambra, Glendale, Pasadena, San Marino, they all have a lot of activities for even high school kids to do. So they have basketball leagues, teen nights out, camps, filmmaking, be a camp counselor or at least a CIT. You might not make money from it, but you could, get some of your volunteer hours that way. So they don't have a lot of their information up right now, but I just wanted to make sure you don't forget to think about them. And again, the links to the different websites, they're on that PDF. Summer schooling, again, like was mentioned before, you can take classes at any of the community colleges nearby, which is a great opportunity. And again, SPEF isn't the only place to take a summer school class. If there's something else that you have, your kid is just super interested in and it's not offered normally, you can take it at other programs. There's online programs like Laurel Springs, And you can even, there's a group in South Pasadena called Vecinos de South Pasadena, and they have a video where they have figured out different ways that you can get even free summer school in some places. So I recommend going to watch that video. Again, that's on the PDF. There's a lot of performing arts things. Theater 360 in Pasadena. LACSA, which is the LA County High School for the Arts, has a huge summer arts conservatory where you can go and do theater and other arts. It's a great camp. It's not really a school. Neither of them are really a school. I know Theater 360 does a trip to New York City, which is really cool. We have local parent, Emily Klein, who does art classes. There's Armory Arts in Pasadena that does a lot of really lovely art classes, and LA College of Music does some music classes in the summer. And then last but not least, this is kind of, giving Westridge some help to get this populated, but I think this is one of the coolest things they put on is Westridge has a summer opportunities fair for kids from age 5 to 18. And it's actually this coming Saturday. So if you have a chance to go, I went one year, you can spend an hour, you can spend a couple hours walking around. It's a really great summer opportunities fair. And again, they have some of those college programs, they have camps, they have, programs where you can travel abroad and volunteer. So even though we've given you a bunch here, that'll give you even more. And it's really neat. And again, you can look at their website there on the bottom, and it's also in the PDF. You can go explore it. When I looked at it earlier, it didn't look like they had a list of who's there this year, but they had the list of who was there last year. And you can actually search it by age 15 plus, which I thought was really nice because I really didn't care about all the little kid stuff. So hopefully that'll be helpful too. So I have some questions. So I'm going to go to the questions. Okay, one question is, Amelia, are you still here? Or maybe Mr. Speck can answer this.
I'm here still. I'm here still. I answered in the chat the question about health.
Oh,
and
good.
the 2 different options. So if you want to look at that, just to kind of understand it, there is a 5-hour. So summer school is 5 weeks at high school. It's 1 week longer than our elementary middle school. So we offer 2 options that worked out really well with different schedules over the summer. One of the options was for the student to go 5 hours a day for 2.5 weeks. And that could be the first 2.5 weeks or the second 2.5 weeks to do their health, because health is only a 1 semester course. So they could do that if they wanted to get over with it quicker. So they could do either the beginning or the end. Or if you're able to do it and your student doesn't want to be in class for that long each day, because that's a long amount of time to be in class, they can do the whole 5-week program, and then each day they'll be in class for a 2-hour session or a 2 to 2.5 hour. It's maybe not 2.5 hours. We do have this during the summer. We do take off for the 4th of July and for Juneteenth. So it does make it so the class times have to be a little bit longer to be able to get the amount of hours and time needed to complete the courses.
Fantastic.
In summer school, I know there's the same thread. It's, oh, good, Grace, thank you.
Thank you.
Summer school is June 12th to July 14th.
Is the
And there's also an online option too. Students can take a lot of courses via Edgenuity. The one thing I want to caution everyone with Edgenuity, it's great. It's an independent program. However, we do ask that all the quizzes are on the honor system, but the unit tests, there's usually about 4 to 5 unit tests per semester course, must be proctored. So there will be times when you'd have to check in with the teacher and have a test proctored online while you're face-to-face via a Zoom. So that's the only thing with doing the online courses, but yes, we do offer that. But the health is available online as well as some of our other course offerings. That'll all be in the catalog that comes out at the end of February. So stay tuned. And we're also working on getting teachers and trying to get a head start on a lot of that. But all of our courses that run in person are all subject to, first of all, filling the class with enough students, as well as getting professors to teach or teachers to teach.
Okay, and one question, will the health class or any of the summer school classes conflict with sports tryouts?
They shouldn't. No, actually it's convenient if you're already here for summer school. It's much more convenient. I believe based on what Mr. Chan and everyone has all worked out.
Awesome. Yeah, Speck online courses, you can do them from home.
Yes. Yes,
And
they will. And they just have to be they just have to log into a Zoom to so you can kind of work at your own pace. However, we do pace it out for the 5 weeks, and you do need to finish it in the 5 weeks. We don't have proctors after the 5 weeks to grade the tests and everything. So you must finish it within that 5-week window. We don't have any time. So we give a deadline, and it's a hard stop deadline. So students must plan ahead.
yeah, and my son did take a summer school class last year, and you do need to plan ahead. He tried to kind of push it a little to the end, and you know, sometimes he just couldn't get a proctored test. He was like, yeah, I'm going to take the test tomorrow, and then he's like, oh, actually I can't do it for another day, and then he was like, oh, then it made
we try to open up and get backup proctors and things like that. So yeah, and incoming 9th graders, a lot of them do like to take health. That's the first opportunity an incoming 9th grader has to take a course. So yes, to Jimmy, who just entered, 9th graders, a lot of them do take health the summer prior to entering high school.
Yeah, and the only thing I'd say there are not very many semester long classes at the school, but health is one of them. And not that you're going to know this if you have a incoming 9th grader, but if your kid is really going to like government is AP government is a year-long class, and they usually take econ also, which is a semester class. If you're not an AP Gov, you usually take AP Gov as a semester, Econ's the next semester. But if you take AP Government, it's a full year. So then my son took AP Government. So he had a semester of Econ that he didn't want to do senior year. So he did it over the summer instead. But it is one of those things where if you know that's going to happen in the future, you could do Econ and health in the same year at school so that you have a full year of classes.
Kristen,
Yes.
I just want to add from a parent's perspective, since there's so many incoming 9th graders on this call, if you have an anxious child, the health class is a great way to take on campus, and sign up with some friends, and it's actually can be fun. They get to walk around campus when there aren't any 17 to 18-year-olds there, and it's less intimidating, and they get to find their way around before school starts. It's kind of nice.
They also get to try like the beer glasses. So my son really liked that because they get on a scooter with their beer glasses on.
It's very hands-on. Yeah, they get to ride little tricycles with their goggles and a lot of that fun stuff. I actually have to head off and log off right now, but look forward to the summer school catalog, and know that we are working with Speck to offer as many opportunities as we can on campus, because they are really rich experiences to kind of make sure you get that support and everything when completing a course.
Awesome. Okay, I got one more question. For incoming 9th grade students with an IEP, ESY is available to them, and it's a good transition opportunity. Oscar, do you want to talk more about that?
Yes.
That's actually, I was going to say, that's actually for a student who has an IEP. Yes.
Yeah, for students who have an IEP, who have an active IEP, who are transitioning from the middle school, ESY is usually an opportunity for those students. It becomes a very good transition opportunity for those students that are transitioning from middle to high school. In the same way, they get to access the campus when there's fewer people there, and they get to know where all of the buildings and everything else are there.
Awesome, thank you. If you don't know Oscar is the head of the special needs parent committee, so he's a great resource. We thank you so much for everything you do. Okay, that's all the questions that I have for tonight, and I want to thank everybody for coming. Really appreciate you being here, and hope you get your summer planned out. Have a great night.